Hello, RHS students and staff. On Monday, we do not have school due to a national holiday celebrating one of my heroes and a hero to millions of people, Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., an American activist and prominent leader in the civil rights movement of the 1960s, is best known for his advancement of social justice, equality for all, using nonviolent methods. Dr. King's life's mission to change the world was to make a difference and to serve others by treating all people, every human being, with respect and dignity as a priority. It took an unbelievable amount of self-control that Dr. King and his followers portrayed during the civil rights movement of the 1960s, which showed their courage to always do the right thing. Today, we hope that you enjoy our Martin Luther King program presented by our radio TV.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
50 years ago, a great American in whose a symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beckoning light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination.
100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land.
We all have come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. Now's the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now's the time to change racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now's the time to make justice ring out for all of God's children. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted citizenship rights.
We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. And the marvelous new militarism which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers have evidenced by their presence today that they have come to realize that their destiny is part of our destiny.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in an American dream.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice.
I have a dream that little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, One day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers.
I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places plains, and the crooked places will be made straight. And before the Lord will be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the mount with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the genuine discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom forever, knowing that we will be free one day.
And I say to you today, my friends, let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring.
From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring.
From the mighty Alleghenies of Pennsylvania,
Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado.
Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California.
But not only there, let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia.
Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain in Tennessee.
Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill in Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring.
And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual,
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Students and staff, we hope you enjoyed our Martin Luther King presentation today. And as we honor and celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King on Monday, may we all be reminded of his great dream, a dream of a vibrant, multiracial nation united in social justice, peace, nonviolence, love over hate, and forgiveness. A nation that doesn't judge you by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. I ask that you commit yourself to the noble struggle for equal rights. You will make a greater person of yourself, a greater nation of our country, and a finer world to live in. In the spirit of Dr. King, who believed that life's most persistent and urgent question was, what are you doing for others? What are we doing for others? I ask that on Monday that you celebrate Dr. King's holiday by finding a way to serve others. Thank you, and thank you for honoring Dr. Martin Luther King.